Hello, this is Section Bernard. Have you ever wondered how people living their lives can live right with God if they do not turn to scriptures or the church? If they do not choose to seek fellowship with those who know God, how can these people live right with God? Well, there is that inner voice which comes from within. Have you ever wondered where it comes from? An inner voice may be an intuition which you have of a certain situation. It provides you with an instinctive understanding of the situation without your having a need for conscious reasoning. Very often this gut feel directs the person with the gift down the correct path. What about conscience? It is also that deep inner voice which tells you what is right or wrong. The inner voice is from the soul that is within us. It is God's gift to direct our lives to walk right with Him. Listening to the inner voice and taking time to pray and discern will help the person who uses this gift to live right with God. And what is the soul? The soul is non-material. It is a spirit. We all have a soul which gives us the energy to stay alive. Imagine a major organ failure and the body succumb to the breakdown. The soul will then exit the body, resulting in death. Traditionally, we fight hard to stay alive and to reverse the bodily breakdown to stay alive. For example, in the case of a heart attack, we use technology to keep the heart pumping, to keep the person alive. We reverse a blocked vessel or poor electrical conduction. When the damage has been corrected, the body is able to keep the soul, to provide the energy to keep it functioning. People who have been near death, when they regain their health, may have a changed attitude toward spirituality, typically turning to God. Perhaps they are nudged toward living a more spiritual life by the soul. The trauma could have prompted them to realize that they have not only delayed death, but are keeping the soul, delaying their transition to the spiritual dimension. For some of these people who listen to their inner voice and start turning toward God, they are getting a second chance. Perhaps it is God's communication with them through their broken body to save their soul. Nothing on earth matters if you lose your soul to the devil. We are all spiritual beings with temporary bodies on this earth journey. Look up Jeremiah chapter 1. God tells us, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you." Can you imagine that? God already knows us even before we are formed in the womb. Then He assembled us together in the womb, soul and body. And even in Mark chapter 10, Jesus says, "Whoever does not accept the kingdom of God like a child will not enter it." This is in reference that a child is in total dependence upon God and has total obedience to God. What does Jesus know about a child which we do not? Are children connected to God in a mysterious way because they have just come from the creative hand of God Himself? When we were little, did we encounter God? And as we grow up, we lost the memory of this encounter? It has been taught that when Adam and Eve were walking right with God before their disobedience, which led to their fall from grace, they had preternatural gifts. They supernaturally had infused knowledge and understood God's ways and were not inclined to sin. Could the child have a tiny bit of what was left from the perfect creation before the fall. The soul carries this special gift, bringing with it that inner promptings, that intuition, that conscience. I put this message out to encourage you to listen to the voice from within you, a voice from your soul. Practice listening and act on it to strengthen it. The soul is a gift from God, life-giving, and it is meant to direct us toward God. When discerning while turning to God in prayer and listening to our inner voice, an inner peace is confirmation that we are in the right direction toward God. God bless.